Good afternoon. I'm Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton.
And I'm Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter. This is our COVID-19 coronavirus community update for Monday, April the 27th. Today, as of 2 p.m., our total number of confirmed positives in Putnam County is 114, which is 5 more than yesterday. Of the 114 cases, 77 or 68% of those have already recovered. Our recovery rate in Putnam County is much better than the state average, which is about 48%. We also have had 5 deaths. All 5 deaths were from Signature Healthcare, and we ask that you please keep those families in your thoughts and your prayers. So let's break down our numbers. In the past week, we have had 18 additional positives, which is not too bad, especially when you take into consideration the large number of people we've tested in Putnam County. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Yesterday at the health department's drive-thru, 228 people were tested for a total of 719 just last week alone. Today they tested 128 at the drive-thru. All of that is a very large number for a county our size. So let's talk about the testing. The more people we test, the more people we find that have the virus and get put in quarantine and can't affect anyone else. 18 people is a larger number than we would like to see, but that's 18 people that are taken out of the mix that could be walking around spreading the virus. So there is a bright side to all of the testing. Also, we're doing a lot more testing compared to other counties our size and even several counties larger than us. The drive-thru testing clinic at our health department on County Services Drive is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you want to be tested, just drive by. They're testing anyone that wants to be tested regardless of where you live, and the test is free. So just remember, as testing increases, so will the number of positives. But it gets those people off the streets and into quarantine. Testing is a good thing, and I'm not trying to downplay our numbers. I just want to be as transparent as possible so you understand that the more testing we do, the more positives we're going to see. But those positives are then quarantining off the streets. Also remember that 51 of the positives were at Signature Healthcare. Today, 32 of those patients and 19 staff that tested positive, I've talked to Lee Rooney at the who is the CEO of Signature. They have had no new positives in the past 2 weeks, and 29 of the positives have already recovered, with 6 more recoveries expected the middle of this week. In my opinion, Lee has done a great job handling the virus at Signature. The other counties in the Upper Cumberland that have confirmed positives are Cannon with 11, Clay with 5, Cumberland 68, DeKalb with 14, Fentress with 4, Jackson with 7, Macon has 39, Overton has 8, Smith County has 19, Van Buren has 2, Warren County has 7, and White County has 4. Again, Putnam County has 114 confirmed cases, which is 5 more than yesterday. Mayor?
Yes, we've said all along to please listen, follow directives, take personal responsibility, and heed the guidance from experts, and use common sense so that you can protect yourself, your family, and everyone else. The fact is we all still have freedom to follow directives or freedom not to, and potential consequences of our actions. There are no easy, clear-cut answers to this situation. There is a virus that not much is really known about, and it can spread easily. On the other hand, there is an economic shutdown with issues such as unemployment, depression, domestic violence, and substance abuse. Some people think everything should stay closed, and some think everything should be open. Everyone has a right to their opinion and beliefs. I believe the path forward is somewhere in the middle, like driving a car with the foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. It shouldn't be a political decision. It needs to be a people decision. We must manage and mitigate health and safety of our people while we open back up our economy and businesses and get our people back to work safely. Daily, hundreds have continued to shop at Lowe's and Sam's and Walmart. I believe a small business, open with 3 to 7 people in it, poses much less of a risk, and they need to be open. As things begin to open, remember, you still have the freedom to choose. You can choose to shop there or not. You can choose to eat there or not. If you don't think it's safe or you don't think the location is being socially responsible, don't go. Or if you want to avoid crowds, then that is exactly what you should do. Stay home. Governor Lee announced Friday guidelines on reopening Tennessee businesses. According to him, this will be a phased-in approach. We can only report what we are getting from the governor's office. I know there are lots of questions, but please realize we don't have all the answers either. We can only go by the information we are being given. We will post any new information as we receive it. Please remember that the governor issued the executive orders to close businesses, so the governor is the only person that can open businesses back up. Despite what you may see or hear from surrounding counties, no city or county mayor has the legal authority to issue an executive order to close businesses, nor can they overturn a governor's executive order on reopening a business. Also, in the case of businesses where the state has issued you a license, such as barbers, hair, and nail salons, you need to listen and follow what the state licensing agency tells you. They're the ones that you're responsible to. According to the governor's statements and new guidelines, restaurants and retail will be opening at 50% this week. The governor says he expects to issue further guidance this week regarding churches, gyms, and medical procedures, which he made some of those announcements today, and we're still waiting to get the exact clarity on that. If you have questions, we have posted on both of our sites the governor's office phone number, the Tennessee Board of Cosmetology number, State Senator Paul Bailey, State Representative Ryan Williams, and House Speaker Cameron Sexton's office numbers. They're all on there. So please reach out to them since those directives have come from the state. Here are the governor's reopening guidelines for restaurants and retail. Restaurants may open today at 50% capacity with guidelines such as wear face coverings and gloves, limit occupancy to 50% of seating capacity, spacing tables 6 feet apart, limit seating to 6 per table, use social distancing standards in waiting areas, keep bar areas closed, no live music, sanitize all front-of-house contact surfaces every 2 hours, use disposable menus or sanitized menus between each use, use rolled silverware and napkins stored in sealed bins, sanitize chairs and all tabletop items after each table turn, and do not offer self-serve buffets, shared condiments, or beverage station reuse. As far as retail stores, employees are to wear cloth face coverings and gloves, sanitize hands with soap and hand sanitizer, stagger the shifts and breaks and meals to maintain social distancing, limit customer occupancy to 50% of store capacity. Customers should wear face coverings inside stores, consider shopping hours for the elderly and medically vulnerable and healthcare workers, establish one-way aisles and traffic patterns for social distancing, increase curbside pickup and delivery service options, prompt customers regarding the importance of social distancing, designate separate entrances and exits, use plastic shields or barriers at checkouts between the customer and clerk, adjust store hours to allow time for enhanced cleaning, prohibit the use of reusable bags, and suspend self-service food stations in dining areas, and suspend the sampling of food and personal hygiene products. All these things were listed in the governor's directives. Again, he's the one that closed businesses. He's the one that will be opening them back up. These are some of the steps needed to provide a safe environment for employees and customers. Mayor?
Also, we want to continue to remind you about our tornado cleanup. We're getting very close to being finished. This coming weekend, May the 2nd, will be our last when it comes to volunteers working in the area. I want to personally thank the thousands of volunteers that have given of their time to help the tornado survivors. A reminder, and we'll keep reminding you of this, if you own property in the tornado damage zone, we need you to get your debris out to the county right-of-way by the street. If for whatever reason you cannot get your debris moved, please contact us at 646-INFO, that's 931-646-4636, and we will try and help you. Due to all the rain we have had, the cleanup company will start its final pass on May the 4th, and we'll expect to be finished that week. Again, we're going to look at the first week of May, May 4th, starting the final pass as we go through to get the tornado debris cleaned up. Also want to remind you again about your Census 2020 form. You can do it 3 different ways this time. Mail it in, go online and fill it out at the 2020census.gov, or you can phone in by 844-330-2020. Mayor, I was looking at Putnam County's response rate today, and ours is still continues to be above the state average and the national average.
It's very important that folks fill that out. It takes very little time, maybe 5-6 minutes tops online.
Absolutely. Our funding, most of our federal and state funding comes from the census, and
that's right.
We appreciate everyone that has turned their form back in. For those of you who haven't, please do that as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, as we close, please continue to utilize precautions to protect yourself and others. Be supportive of one another. Wash your hands. Utilize physical distancing when you do go out. Make reasonable, educated, common sense decisions. As businesses open back up, we must change some habits so we can stay physically healthy. But remember, if you don't agree with the governor that places should be open, you have the freedom to stay home and be safe there. For the most up-to-date COVID-19 information, links, and resources, visit bettercookeville.com and click the COVID link. Continue to pray for our country, our healthcare workers, our small businesses, and employees. And let's choose faith over fear. God bless.
As we've been talking about, we know there are a lot of questions about what's happening next with the governor's reopening plan. We're supposed to be getting more details, I think, this week. We have given you all we have, and we'll bring you more as we get it. I echo what Mayor Shelton said. He nor I had the power to shut down anything, so we don't have the power to reopen anything. This will all be coming from Governor Lee. We're currently discussing with our city and county offices when we will be reopening. We should be able to report to you something hopefully by our Thursday's update. And we're bringing those decisions to you as they're made. And I'm going to echo what Mayor Shelton has said too. Just because things are going to begin to reopen doesn't mean you need to let your guard down. As our testing is showing, there are still people out there that have the virus. Everything will not go back to normal overnight. This is going to be a process that we'll have to work through. The last thing we want is for everyone to get out and do too much, too fast, and have our numbers spike again. Regardless of what the governor's plan is, we must keep doing everything we can to fight this dreaded disease as we reopen. All the things we have been doing for the past several weeks need to continue, such as the social distancing, washing our hands frequently, and disinfecting surfaces. The main thing is to make good personal decisions. If you don't feel comfortable in going to a certain store, then don't go. Make good judgment decisions based on what's best for you and your family. We will get through this if we continue to work together and everyone does their part. Again, it all comes down to each of us taking personal responsibility and making good judgmental decisions. Mayor Shelton and I will continue to do live updates to keep you informed. Our next update will be Thursday the 30th at 4 p.m. unless something urgent should come up. We're hearing from the governor's office, hopefully, that we'll have more directives from them to be able to bring to you. So that's the reason we've stopped doing the daily updates or doing 3 or 4 a day is we don't want to come to you and unless we have something to bring forth that's new. So our next update will be Thursday at 4 p.m. unless something urgent comes up in the meantime. Please continue to keep us as your community leaders in your prayers, along with our cities, counties, state, and country. Again, may God bless each one of you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to. You said Thursday. That's probably best. Except I probably won't be able to be here.
Well, we can't carry things.